Good morning, my friends. This video will be on solving non-linear systems of equations. The very first equation we have, this equation is linear. And this equation is quadratic. So if you think about it, if it is a parabola that opens up and you have a line that goes through it, the line could have two intersections, or you could have one intersection, or you could have no intersections. So we may have no solution, we might have one solution, or we might have two solutions depending on if the line intersects the parabola, and if so, if it does it in such a way that it's tangent to the parabola or that it goes through the parabola. So, the first thing I would do is, each one of them are different. You have to look, you have to come up with a plan of action. I would say if we would take the first equation and multiply it by -1, that would give us negative x plus y equals 4. We want to be really careful not to line up this x underneath this x because the powers are different. So when we add these two lines together, we're going to have x squared minus x. The y's cancel each other out because negative y and positive y equal no y's. And -2 and 4 are 2. Then we have a quadratic equation of x squared minus x minus 2 equals 0. Then we factor that. Then we solve. So x is 2 and x is also -1. So then we take, and I'm going to use the first solution for x, and I am going to put it in the first equation, and that would be 2 minus y equals -4. When I solve that, 6 would equal y. So that answer, when x is 2, y is 6. Then I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm going to use x as -1. And again, I think I'll put it in the top equation because I think that'll be easiest. And if I put -1 in for x, that would be -1 minus y equals -4. So that would be 3 equals y. So that would be, using -1, we got the answer to be 3. So that would be one of those cases where you have a parabola and you have a line that intersects it, and it intersects it at 2, 6, and it intersects it at -1, 3. Okay. Next. You know what, on this one, I think you can just add the two lines together. You again want to be very, very careful that you understand that this is an x and this is an x squared, so they are not like terms. So when you combine the two lines, you have x squared plus 2x. The y's will add up to 0 equals 0. Then you're going to pull a greatest common factor. Greatest common factor is x, leaving us x plus 2 equals 0. So one of your x's is 0 and the other x is -2. So now I am going to take, let's do the first one. Let's do when x is 0, and I'm going to put it in this equation. When I put it in that equation will say 0 plus y equals 0. So y equals 0. So that gives us the ordered pair of 0, 0. And then I am going to take the second value of x, the -2, and again I think I'll put it in that top equation because I think it'll be easiest. And I'm going to say 2 times negative 2 plus y equals 0, negative 4 plus y equals 0, y is negative 4. So that gets me the solution of when x was negative 2, y was negative 4. And by the way, I didn't say so, but this first equation is linear. The second equation is quadratic. So if you were to look at this, you would have a parabola, what's really horrible parabola, with a line that goes through it, and it hits at the origin and at negative 2, negative 4, or where is where the line intersects the parabola. Okay. Awesome. So this one is y equals 2x. If you want to see what y equals 2x is, we could go to Desmos real quick. Oh, it's linear. Hello. Sorry. This is linear. And again, this is quadratic. Gosh, I wasn't very original when I made this worksheet. At any rate, you know what I think I'll do this time? Is I think since they both equal y, I will make them equal each other. So I'm going to say x squared plus 1 is equal to 2x. Since they both equaled y, I took this and substituted it in there. And then I'm going to rearrange x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. That would be x minus 1 times x minus 1 equals 0. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Yes, that works. So x would equal 1. Okay, so then I'm going to take it in, put it in the top equation. So, and again, just because that equation is easier to work with, I think. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that it's on top, just that it's easier. Y equals 2 times 1, y equals 2. So this has an answer of 1, 2. And if we drew a picture of what it would look like, you would have a parabola. And you would have a line that would be tangent to it. See if I can make this look tangent to it. Looks tangent to it, it hits in one and only one place, and it hits at 1, 2. Alrighty, next. This is linear, but this is a circle. So if you have a circle, you could have a line that intersects it twice, a line that intersects it once, tangent line, or you could have a line that doesn't intersect it at all. So you could have no solutions, you could have one solutions, or you could have two solutions. But if you add these, nothing will cancel because one equation has all second powers and one equation does not. So I'm going to take the first equation and I'm going to solve for y. So the very first equation would be y equals negative 2x plus 10. Then, because the second equation has y squared, I am going to take this equation and I am going to square it because I don't really care what y is. What I really care is what y squared is. That's going to give me y squared equals 4x squared minus 40x plus 100. And now that I know what y squared is, I'm going to substitute it in for y squared. So I have the equation x squared plus 4x squared minus 40x plus 100 is equal to 25. So if you followed that, I took this equation, which is what y squared is, and I put it in this place right here, which is where y squared is. And I did that math problem. If I combine like terms, that gets me 5x squared minus 40x plus 75 is equal to 0. I'm going to divide by 5. So x squared minus 8x plus 15 equals 0. I'm going to factor, which is x minus 3, x minus 5 equals 0. So x is 3 and x is 5. Now I'm going to take my value of x when it's 3, and I'm going to put it in the first equation. And I am going to say 2 times 3 plus y is 10, so y is 4. So I have an ordered pair of 3, 4. Then I'm going to take the value of x when it's 5, and I'm going to put it in the first equation. And when I put it in the first equation, that would be 2 times 5 plus y equals 10. Y is 0. So my second ordered pair is 5, 0. And that is it, my friends. Have a great day. If you have any questions, ask me in class or send me an email.